happening, chat? I don't know what's going on here. Hey, we're back. What are you saying, chat, man? Nice and early. Technical difficulties there, I can't lie. My voice is gone yesterday because I went to a concert. If you might know about Little Tekka, I went to his thing, innit? So, any of you lot who watch my YouTube would have seen I went there, innit? So, 2 days in a row, got the Chelsea top on. And maybe that is because Gittens is close to signing for Chelsea. Is that the reason why I've got my Chelsea top on and repping? I still need to buy the new thing as well. You know what I'm saying? I've got guests joining me today. I wasn't expecting them to join, but I messaged them last minute, so hopefully they can join. Forgive me with my crooked voice as well, but is what it is, isn't it? You don't understand why, innit? So it's calm. Yeah, man, keep it stepping, keep it humble. Be everyone who's new as well. Be up Alfie, I think that is. CFC, be up all the time. Be up Stephen Michaels, where I respect his opinions, even though he's a bit more on the negativa side. It's be up Ches, another day, another PR by Clown Lake. It's the hoping that kills us. You know what? Hoping in life is a strong coping mechanism because it's like you have an expectation of something based off pure like hopium, pure dreams, and unrealistic expectations, you could probably say. So, you know what? On that front, I can't disagree too much. Bill Daniel, that's always here. I think we'll get Here we go this week, or probably tomorrow. Yeah, when when both the journalists here are saying, they're very close, like that basically means like we're like dot on the lines. And don't forget, people with them, that we're behind the news. So the news that you hear on Twitter and stuff is like a day or two later than what's actually going on. Sometimes at deadline day, it'll be a few hours, or sometimes be on the day, but in general, we're behind. So don't be too hung up on like, there's no Here We Go yet. I reckon we'll get Here We Go this week, if this is my opinion. But let me just say this quickly. That my subs, again, we're getting very, very close to 1.5K, which is massive, okay? Because I barely started streaming. I stopped for like 3 months. And then from like April, May, I've basically been consistent. Can we get to 1.5K on this stream? I think it's possible. Yesterday, we gained over 10 subs in one stream. I think today we can do the same. So not Alfie, not Andre. These guys are new. Everybody else who's new, I know you're enjoying the content. You might like whatever you like, the guests, the thumbnails, me, the commentary, the opinions. Follow me up and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the reason why I'm confident I'll make it on the YouTube thing, do you know why? It's because you guys can smell that I'm a normal guy. You can just tell. I don't need to force it. When I'm streaming, I don't have a facade. I'm just talking football like I do with my friends, but a little bit more in depth, because when you talk to people in person, conversation gets a bit diluted. I need to go. At least on YouTube, people can interact with me. Oh yeah, I forgot the game tonight, you know? You watching the game tonight. Listen, it's definitely going to be techie because I think it's 2 a.m. Why are we linked to Garnacho again? Bro, we spoke about it yesterday. I personally think those are like exploratory links they looked at before. And it was a brief conversation. In my opinion, before we get into the main topics, you can see Gittens is pending, Estevao swapping shirts, loads of praise for him. Maresca's tactics, I've seen a few tweets on it, so I thought I'll talk about a few lot with the panel as well when they join. It's a bit iffy, you get me? So hopefully these topics can be covered. But the main thing is Garnacho, we spoke about it yesterday. I don't know, man. Like, sometimes I feel like it can happen. Sometimes I feel like it's a stupid article and looking for clicks. Who knows, man? Garnacho again, LA, get ready for it. Listen, CFC Ed, Robert, who you man know, Robert M, big boy Robert, he supports Garnacho. He's giving his reasonings. But do you lot want Garnacho? Let me know in the chat quickly now, yeah? Let's go through it. Send me a number 1 if you want Garnacho. Send me number 2 if you don't want him at all, innit? Should we do it? Let's do 1 is yes, 2 is a no. This is to Garnacho. Garnacho. Whatever pun you want to give. Spam those comments. Now, I want to 20 plus comments there. I'm gonna leave you in the chat. I want the reason why it's very important, all you comment, yeah. I want to see a general view of it. Yeah, I want to see, because a lot of people listen, chat. You might not like him, but a lot of people I've been speaking to have been justifying it to me to the point where on my Twitter, Chesney_English, by the way, my full name, I was even conflicted myself. You get me? Even I was conflicted. Like, it was mad. Nah, man. I see him. Even I was conflicted. I was like, yo, maybe there's a potential. So everyone here saying no. I knew how wrong it is his boy. Sorry? I knew how wrong this boy, our team celebration like Ronaldo, when he should respect Messi. He's wearing a Villa shirt, you get me? Yeah, I get you still. But Abs in the building, can't be his camera on people then, but yeah, we'll still get the opinions of the panel. I think Dev's having a problem with his camera as well, but I think Robert's coming as well, so we got the gang back, Abs. What are you telling me? Hope Abs is there. Mello, before Abs joins, the question was about Garnacho. Sorry, I should have put it in the title, yeah? Do you want Garnacho to join, and can you understand it? Can you understand it? That's the main question, because a lot of people are justifying it. I'm not gonna lie, they are. So it was a 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Listen, I'm anti Garnacho all the way. Just don't bring that guy to Chelsea. Just don't.
Hey guys, Abs is busy and he still gave his opinion. This guy said no to Garnacho. Listen, we spoke on yesterday. A lot of people were saying no as well, but listen, here's my thing, chat, yeah? Because Robert's gonna join. The gang's back together again. The gang's back in town. If you know, you know, innit? It's an old school tune. You get it? But listen, chat, if you bring Gittens in, I've always maintained this. As long as he's not your main guy, I don't mind it being a backup option. I'm not even gonna front. My thing is, I don't mind it being a backup. My only problem is, imagine he came in and I know Rodgers or Kudus came in and he was the Rodgers or Kudus, then I'll be annoyed. You know what I'm saying? The boys are back in town. If you know, Abs is here anyway. Even with his cameras on, but big up the man then. Yeah. Garnacho. I don't want to speak on Garnacho today. Abs, let's be happy for once. I know he's on a call, but he could speak when he wants to talk. Let's talk about Gittens, because at least we've got some news. You get me? At least there's some sort of aggregation.
I'm I'll say it like this. Anything that prevents Garnacho from coming to Chelsea, I'm with it. As long as it's not someone who's worse, then I don't care.
You know what? And Gittens, that's a perfect segue, because Gittens definitely isn't worse than Garnacho. And he's the thing is, I've seen a few of his highlights, and I'm not annoyed by Gittens at all. I think people being harsh because obviously they want the top don in it. They want the guy. I hear it. Like, you want a Rodrigo type thing. And you know what? I'm not even going to begrudge that opinion and be like, oh, no, it's unfair, but my thing is, Gittens himself in isolation. I think someone said it earlier. He's not a bad player. And when I mean he's not a bad player, that's not code for he's rubbish, I'm hoping. It's more like, in isolation, he's a good prospect. But that's the problem. The Chelsea fans and the Chelsea community don't want prospects. They want a certain guy in it. But being all the thought of you in here, listening to me chat rubbish, is very encouraging. But I want to hit my subscriber goal. My subscriber goal could be hit right now. I know a lot of you fans here follow me from there. I understand. But make sure you're subscribing. 1.5K is very, very close. Back to Gittens and Sancho and all this. Garnacho, is the highlights don't, but regardless, he's got good take on stats. His goal rating in the Champions League wasn't bad. His goal rating in the league wasn't bad. He's not playing his position because I think he's being played to be like an inside 10 role, and he's more like a touchline winger. So I'm not really. Yeah, he is. He is in there. Melo, this is true. Like,
Melo, listen. Pedro Neto's he's a nothing player. He's one of For me, as far as I'm concerned, Sanchez, I've told you 1,000 times, we need to find a way to get rid of this guy because he's absolute shit.
And there we are. Melo, your point's proven. Abs is not like Neto, and he would take anybody over Neto. I hear it, man. The thing is, like I keep telling you, look, yeah, I don't think the squad's all that bad, innit? I think if we can plug the positions we need to plug in terms of the profile of the players, I think Chelsea can do bits. A lot of people right now are crying over the fact that, oh, we're not linked to Rodrigo. Oh, Ches. Where's Gyökeres? Ches. Clown Lake a link to the lap. I want Osimhen. Bro, you're not alone. I want Osimhen. I want Gyökeres. Ideally, I'll probably take Osimhen over Gyökeres. I've been consistent with that. Obviously, the Osimhen link dies down and Gyökeres is going to be linked. But if Jackson was to get sold, we're probably going to bring a number 9. And they'd probably go with Ekatike. Would I want that? Probably not. Probably not, you know? So I've got to be consistente myself, you know? But chat, let's speak on Gittens more in depth still, because a Here We Go is pending very soon. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Like I said, the reason why I will definitely go far in the space, the only reason we'll stop with consistency, but it's because you guys are here and you're listening to me talk rubbish on a Tuesday afternoon, which is always a good thing. But let's go through the news. Make sure you're subscribing. Yeah? And my toenail, I just hit my toenail and that flipping hurts. If you know, you know, innit? But chat, by the way, Jackson's been banned for 2 games. I don't think anybody cares about that. Do any of you care about Jackson being banned? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Really, because you know what it is with Jackson.
Yeah.
He's very replaceable. Obviously, I would only sell him if you could get, I would get him if you could get someone in who's an upgrade, but he's not someone who, like, for me, is a massive, massive loss. Like, if we sell him, it's okay as long as we get good money. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I think the money. Man, it's a good question that Abs has mentioned. We're gonna talk on Jackson separately. He's not in the thumbnail, but we'll speak on him. And when the panel joins, we'll get the 4 of us opinions. But yeah, I agree with Abs' main point there. We're gonna speak about it later on. But Gittens, yeah, very, very simple stuff. I woke up in the morning and Orny woke me up in the morning. And Orny woke me up. Pause. You know, look what he said. Look what he said, chat. He went, by the way, for context, it's 7:50 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So it was very, very early. And he said, Jamie Gittens from Dortmund to Chelsea.
From Dortmund. Do you know what it is, Ches? For me
personally, done imminently, which basically means, man, them.
Yeah, but you know,
he's been accepted and he's doing the crossing the T's. I'm saying, what do you want to call it? Go on, Abs.
No, I was saying, for me, Gittens ain't even like, he's not my number 1 choice. Wait, can you man hear me?
Yeah, all good, all good. Keep talking, man.
Okay, cool. But for me, like, he's not even like my number 1 choice. But the facts are, we're not gonna like, what was it? We're not gonna go sign Leia or Barcola or Lookman or these type of guys in it. These are the people that I'd personally go for if I was in charge. But we're not gonna get even Semenyo. So as far as I'm concerned, Gittens is the best of the rest because I'll be honest with you, I don't want Garnacho or Chelsea. I just don't want that guy. Just don't bring him. Please.
Yeah, yeah. I get you. You're saying if you bring in him over a Garnacho, we're all going to take that, of course. But listen, my thing is, chat, I'm going to say it again. Gittens himself is not a bad player. So I'm not going to like sit here and be like, oh, even though it's not Liao, I'm going to be hell-bent on being stubborn.
Wait, sorry, Chez. For an FCFC, Barcola is levels. If you don't think he's levels, then that's a you problem, bro. They're both fantastic.
I'm not going to lie to you. Why is he any different to Gittens in terms of young prospect though? Chat. Why, for example, Abs, he's busy, but Abs disagrees with Alfie here. I agree with Alfie. I'm with Alfie, yeah. Barcola and Leao ain't levels either. I agree with maybe the Barcola. I think Leao is levels, chat. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But why is Barcola much higher levels than Gittens? Like, I want to know. I agree with Alfie on that point. Why is Barcola seen as like a much worse, a much better option than Gittens? And by the way, that doesn't mean I'm propping Gittens and making him sound better than he is. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that Gittens is some baller and Barcola's like not. He's a baller as well, but he's not on the same level. No, I'm saying why are people looking at Bacola and going, oh, wow. But then Gittens is like, oh, meaty. Is it because he's French? Is it because he's got an exotic name?
I see what you're trying to do.
Give me some real football stuff. Don't give me hopium.
It's not even hopium. For me, like, I've watched, listen, here's the difference, right? I've watched Barcola from when he was at Lyon. And for me, it's pretty obvious that he's a better player than Gittens. He has more in his arsenal. The only thing is with Barcola is his finishing is lacking a bit, but he's a much better crosser for a start. He gets his head up more. He's better 1v1 than Gittens. The only thing that Gittens has is that he's better at, what is it, getting a shot off. But other than that, Barcola's better than him in every facet of the game. Unfortunately, for me, though, we're not gonna sign Barcola. But if
guys, we've got a fact check abs here, man. Data MB, let's do it.
You can fact check who you want. I'm just going off what I watched. Barcola's Barcola is, listen, Ches, you will not change my mind. I watched both. Barcola's a better footballer than Jamie Gittens. He's better than him.
I want to. By the way, I'm not saying. Oh wow, these stats are very interesting. Hey chat, let's get those likes up before I get these stats up. Let's get these likes up before I get these stats up, because these stats for Bacola versus Gittens is looking very. How do you say it in French? Très intéressant, which is very interesting. Yeah. Hey, listen, I know basic French from school. Sometimes I recite it. But these likes are stinking. They're not even half. Let's get these likes up and the stats will appear on the screen, because this, what Abs is saying is very interesting. He said much better player. And while I'm looking at it in front of me, I'm not gonna lie, I can't lie. With 500 more minutes, it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good. And by the way, people, he's played 500 more minutes. So let's see Wagwan. Let's see Wagwan, yeah? Big up Robert in the building every single time. I know he's setting this thing up. In fact, let me give him a second. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Turn it into a stone. Come on. English education system failed. What was that French? Olu Sharp, man. Get back to work. Hey, CFC Ernie, have some respect, yeah? Have some respect. If you met me in person, you wouldn't say this. Have some respect, yeah? Have some respect. Bacola is miles away. You trying to say he's better than him or what?
No, wait, CFC Ernie, who do you want then? I want to hear what his winger options are. Because if I hear Sancho's or Garnacho's or these type of guys, then he needs to keep quiet.
Hey, guys, just get these stats up. Robert's in the building. Hope we can get Deb to join him. Make see where he is. We're on 32 likes. We need, you know what? You lot hit the like button for me. Let's get 3 more likes and we get show man the stats and really talk some grease. Sharp Skeppy. You get me? Because these stats are looking very interesting. Guys, the thing is, don't listen to Abs. Abs is my guy, by the way, but I can disagree with the panel. I don't care about anything. My thing is, on the eye test, I would probably say Bacola is a better player. So I'm not going to cap and say Abs is wrong in that. But it's when people start going way overboard and start acting like the gap between this guy and this guy is massive. And like, bro, we were linked to Bacola as well as Gittens. I'm not going to look at these men and go, oh, you don't know what you're doing, the wrong direction. By the way, this segment is a Gittens segment in itself, you know? But I'm just making the point that when people say things like, is any update for Chelsea? People just liking my post. Any update for Chelsea? Guys, we could get Here We Go on stream. You know how this thing works. Okay, just Jackson. Fair enough. Right, let's get Gittens news back up and we're going to move the page and get this data and B stats up. But guys, my thing is, I get Abs' point about Garnacho, all that. People are saying they'd rather have Garnacho, right? Sorry, they'd rather have Gittens over Garnacho. So any means necessary, you don't get Garnacho, which therefore means Gittens is he's salvageable and he's playable. Ches, you're deluded, man. Because key in XCR7, Due benched him just by luck, you know. Hey, CFC Unit is getting my drift. You know, I like tell CFC Unit, tell Abs this, man. Tell Abs this. Tell Abs this. I like the sarcasm though. I like this kind of edginess to your take. Like I like that. You know? Just a bit annoying that United would go for Mbemba Cunha, Chelsea go for Gittens. No, but bro, like we score a lot of goals despite our attack being meaty. We even scored the 4th amount of goals in the league, by the way, or 5th. Like, it's mad. Just bring Hazard back. Nah, we're doing that's copium. No, that's hoping. Yildiz and Rodrigo are the best 2 wingers we could buy. No, Yildiz is good. Rodrigo is obviously the best winger on the market. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I will take Gittens over them. I'm just talking about. Yeah, I know he was. I know. Minor. It's all jokes. Yeah, we got the gang back in time. We got Dev in the background, Rob in the background, Abs coming back. So we're gonna get them all at the same time when they're ready. But let's go through this chat. Read my comment above about Rodrigo Nunes. That's the answer to my question. My guy asked. Oh, fair enough. Send them more, Dev. I'll get you in a minute. Bring Hazard back to teach the attackers. Oh yeah, nah, bro. Come on. He's long gone. He's eating burgers and bro. He's an influencer now, man. He's an influencer now, man. He's out of here. Yeah. Beat up Joey every single time. I don't know if Joey's active. It'd be good to get Joey's take. Joey, message me if we're active. I got a panel on. So it'd be good to get your opinion. Joey's time difference is mad, though. Listen, Yildiz I've heard a lot about, but is Yildiz much better than Gittens? Kalis, you told me of this before. I need to get your name correct. This is what I'm saying. Here's the thing, Kalis, yeah? Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell Rob this and Dev and Abs when he joins back, yeah? Let me tell you something. Anyway, by the way, this is the news. Before we respond to this comment, we're going to respond to this news article first. So in the morning in the UK, 8 a.m., David Ormsby basically said that Jamie Gittens is on the move. Hopefully, they keep him swiftly. The winger is fully committed. And they keep on saying that. They keep saying basically that Chelsea is his preferred destination. By the way, it's already agreed personal terms, which is never going to be a problem. And yeah, as simple as that. And then obviously, he's retweeted this like 5 times. Engagement. Money's money, I guess. Do your thing, fab. Work for me in the future, though. But anyway, he just said, despite links of buying, Chelsea are close to completing Jamie Gittens deal. Basically, chat that means it's done in my books. I understand the rep meeting with Dortmund took place on Monday, so the deal was sealed. Chelsea maintained talks underway again between the two clubs. So that could literally mean, I heard a noise there. That could literally mean the money's there. It could be talking about payment structure, time, in terms of maybe a few add-ons and stuff. So yeah, so in terms of that front, it's fairly positive, you know? So yeah, and I'm going to get perfect guy to respond to this comment is Robert. And of course, Dev. The gang is back in town. Da-da-ding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rob, you know what I find funny?
Yeah, talk to me. What's going on?
Why? Abs, Abs is very direct. He's very, cheers. Why are people acting like Bacola, Doué are so much better than all the wing options we're linked to? Isn't that a bit disingenuous? Like, the way they talk about Gittens is like he's a championship player. and he's just so rubbish. And I'm hearing, but you know what it is, Rob? I think it's the name. Bacola sounds more... He sounds a bit more like a transfer window, innit? Like he signed... What's his name? What's his first name? Saint Bacola.
Who? Bacola?
Bacola's first name. Bradley Bacola. It sounds very alliteration, you know? You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I mean?
I think people are forgetting. I keep seeing this comment on X, on Twitter, people saying, "Oh, we made Champions League, but our targets are not Champions League level."
I got told that this morning.
You forget the first half of the season how cold Gittens was in the Champions League. Like this brother went to Bernabeu. People say, "Oh, you're gonna turn up to the Bernabeu with Gittens?" Yes, he turned up against Real Madrid last season and absolutely cooked Real Madrid. Let's not be disingenuous here. And people will do that because it's they want the sexy name and they want the name that will cost 80 million and whatever. Gittens is not a name that people have acclimated themselves to. But I guarantee you, if Gittens goes to PSG and cooks, they'll be like, well, why didn't we get Gittens last season? Then when we're linked to Barcola, like most people weren't all that hot on Barcola the first time.
Nope.
All of a sudden is, oh man,
I was
in Barcola play. Yeah, I'm saying most people now saying, oh, bring Barcola in for go pay 100 million.
That's the point. Me and Rob were trying to say is that when we were linked, I know you rate Barcola from what you've seen, but when we were linked to him last year or 2 years ago, was it? I mean 2 years.
Yeah,
no, it was last year. It was last year. When we linked to him last year, what was everyone saying? Oh, who's this French kid? He's good. Then PSG buy him. He performs decent. And now he's so much better than Gittens. Now, if Gittens was to go Arsenal instead of Chelsea and Rodrigo didn't go there and Gittens lay it up, what would everyone be saying then?
Yeah. Spot on, man.
For me, Ches, you know what it is?
I'm not saying Gittens is...
No.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. For me personally, I just want someone who's a level raiser in attack. Because let's keep 100, right? The attackers we've got for the most part are just not good enough. Like, it doesn't matter who you name. Pedro Neto is not good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club. Jadon Sancho, thank the Lord we got rid of him, was not good enough to play for Chelsea.
How is Gittens not a level raiser?
Huh?
How is Gittens not a level raiser?
By definition, he is because we've got no left wingers.
Hang on, Rob. I'll finish what I'm saying, and then I'll explain the usage. So when it comes to Gittens, what I mean by that is, for me, Gittens is someone who will raise the floor of the team. I don't know if he raises the ceiling of the team, though, if that makes sense. Like, because Gittens, for me, is a good winger. He's not an exceptional winger. He's not outstanding. He's not amazing. He's just good in it. And I'm not saying I wouldn't take him. Like, at the end of the day, if it comes down to him or the other player who plays for Manchester United, who we will not name, because if he comes, then we are properly finished. He's a good, steady player who can, be a good part of a functional team. However, he's not someone who, in my opinion, will make, I don't think that Gittens will make fair Chelsea's an attacking unit if he comes, if that makes sense. Because for me, we need players who, that attacker who strikes fear into other teams, like Mo Salah, for example. I know I'm not saying it's easy to find someone like a Mo Salah of that level, but everyone has that one attacker where everyone's scared of them, like Olise.
Cole Palmer.
But Palmer's just one, bro. Listen, but Bayern have, like, just an example, Bayern have Olise and Harry Kane and Musiala, just an example.
And Cole Palmer's better than both two players you mentioned.
No, he's not better than Harry Kane, but that's a call for another day.
No, you mentioned other two players. He's better than Olise.
Okay, whatever. If that's what you think, then cool. You look at PSG, they've got Barcola, they've got Doué, they've got Kvaratskhelia, they've got Dembele. These guys strike fear into opposition. I'm gonna keep 100 with you. Delap, Gittens, Noni, and Palmer is not scaring most teams. That's not striking fear into an opposition. It's not. I'm sorry to say this, but it's just not.
All right, well, that's okay. Like, I understand where you're coming from. Like, overall, like this whole like conversation about Gittens realistically is talk about a backup, in my opinion, the way that we're looking at other players anyways. So like, I'm not necessarily sitting here like totally upset about it. The other side of it is this is a Maresca player, like just like Delap. Like, I'm not gonna, everyone's really like on the Delap train already. They're already starting to see like the type of things that he's capable of doing. If Jamie hits the ground running the same way that I expect him to, I expect him to, by the way. Okay. Like, I expect this player to come in and hit the ground running. Okay. There's zero, like, and the reason why is he's already played with half this front line. Okay. Majority of this front line he's already played with. He's already played under this manager, and he's already played in this system. Yeah. So like for me, I'm not going to sit here and tell people, oh, he's this fantastic player. He's had one good run of games in 6 months, okay? Like, at Dortmund. If you actually look at the run of games that he played winger, and he scored like 11, scored or assisted in 11 out of like 15 games. It was actually a really good run that he had, okay? but then his manager got sacked and his season went to hell after that. Okay, you can look it up. I'm not telling you facts that you can't look up. On transfer market, all of his goals came in the first half of the season.
Yeah,
11 out of 15 games, he got a goal or assist. Like there's a player there. We're not necessarily saying that he's this like right now a mover, but under a system that actually makes sense for him, he could be a mover. Like definitely could be a mover. So like I'm not gonna discredit it entirely. Me and you, Abs, have a different idea on what our level of what we think of Neto. So like I'm not gonna argue that point, but like when speaking about Gittens, like specifically, like I'm talking about a backup that knows the system and knows the players that he's playing around. So like to me, it's better than a lot of the other names that I've heard that we've been linked with, in my opinion. Like obviously the Garnachos and even Malik Fofana. People love Malik Fofana, but he can't shoot for shit. I watched him at Lyon. He can't shoot. He can barely shoot, bro. Like he can beat his man, but he can't shoot. So like I'm not necessarily sitting here like putting like with the players that we were linked with. It is what it is. But like I do expect this player to hit the ground running. Like I don't expect anything else.
Wait, Ches, can I say one thing real quick? Sorry, my point was even to shit on Gittens because Gittens is, I've said, Gittens is a good player. I'm not saying he won't come in and won't do well at Chelsea. I like the look of him. I like the fact that he's direct and he's always looking to get a shot off. That's one thing I respect about him. He creates separation, then shoots. Fuck me, I was sounding like a tactical saying that. But that's what I like about Gittens, and it's that he's one of these guys, he doesn't look to just go sideways. When he gets the ball, he wants to go forward. Personally, and one thing we've been missing badly from last season is that our attackers, they just, when they get in front of goal, they just blank. Either they send it over the bar, they send it or whatever. And I think Gittens provides that unpredictability to us. And yes, I'm 100% with you. He's better than people like Garnacho because at least with Gittens, he is when the ball's at his feet, he's in control of it. Garnacho, you don't know. He'll probably boot out of play to the left or send it into Rose Z with just a heavy touch or some shit or sky shot or whatever. And then he'll
the whole thing though in the end though, right? Abs is they have to add Gittens with another. Like here's the thing is like I'm accepting Delap and Gittens as coming into our football club because I'm still expecting us to go get a Piero Hincapié level center back, Mohamed Kudus or Morgan Rogers. I'm still expecting these types of signings. Like I'm still expecting high level signings still. Like it does not alleviate them from not getting high level signings.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing though. Let me tell you something. I'll let Robert respond. I don't know if Dev's there. Maybe he's doing some work. But anyway, everybody else, smash a like button for me. It's very, very important. We got Dev in the building. Smash the like button for me. Very, very important. All the guys, they were all planned to be here. I told them lastweek.com. So I had all their channels below so you can follow them up. I got a lot of subs yesterday. Make sure they also get their followers as well. It's very, very important. But let me say this point. 2 points. Then Rob and Dev can go and talk what they need to say. Well, first point is, if it's not Leao and not Rodrigo, no one's going to be happy. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Well, not no one. The unreasonable fans.
Majority
I would consider us five quite reasonable. Hence why we're able to sit on a debate show at a random time o'clock during our work day and talk football. You know what I'm saying? We're quite objective. The second thing is this. Because we're getting these players first, a lot of the Chelsea fans are quite worried that these are what they think the club sees as needle movers. So a lot of people, because we're getting Gittens today, they see that as, oh, that must be our marquee winger signing now. Oh, no. Because we get the lap, they're like, oh, no, we got the lap in. That probably means we're going to get no more attackers in that kind of position. If you really read the reports, we're always going to go for minimum of a left winger and another forward to bolster the attack. So I mentioned this to Rob yesterday. If Chelsea get Gittens, which looks like it's going to happen, and bring the Kudus now, you won't see any outrage. But because we got Gittens first, people are like, oh, Gittens, he must be the needle mover they think. That's why it's not even about calm down. It's more like you just need to use a bit more context. I don't think Chelsea want only one winger for the position. at the moment in time, guys,
reported.
we only have one. We only have so right now. Actually, we've got no left wingers. Being Gittens, there's one official left winger. Tyree George isn't being considered as a first team player at the moment in time, which is fair.
I don't even think Estevao is being considered as a top two player.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Position. Yeah. I don't even think that's actually the case. Like, I think he's going to be used as that what Tyreek George was last year, where it like that sporadic, like unless he and I see Paul's face, like unless he hits the ground running, like hits those moments with force, then that's what I see it.
Joey, I don't I'm gonna let Rob land his point, but I'm assuming some people would probably disagree in terms of that point is very fair. I agree with the logic, but it's more on the premise of how much do you rate the player? You know? That's probably what it comes down to. So Rob, respond to the first point about Gittens and the wingers and stuff, and then also try and respond to how do you think it all fit in?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, people always want the big names and whatnot. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of bringing Leao here. I know he's a big name. I know he's a sexy name, but I don't think Leao in our team fits better than Gittens. I don't even think Leao in our team fits better than Garnacho. I'll be honest with you. So I wouldn't just bring. I'm past the stage of bringing player in just because of names. Like I'm not interested in that anymore. Like, I've been burned so many times by bringing in names over players that actually could hit the ground or could fit the culture and will fit the system and will fit the what we're trying to do here. Mm-hmm. I'm not interested in big names anymore. I'm not interested in player trying to come here and do, or just because I'm Rafa Leao, I'm a big name, and I'm not interested in doing the track back and the hard work. And so to me, I'm past that level. So I think if you bring in the Gittens, it's a massive upgrade to what we had last season or what we currently have to begin with. I think, again, I say his name again. If you bring Garnacho, if you have Gittens and Garnacho, I think that's a massive upgrade to what we had last season, which was Sancho and Tariq Jones.
Garnacho over Leao is crazy, though.
For the most part.
I mean, like, I don't necessarily, like, I can kind of hear where you're coming from, bro. It's just, like, there's other things outside of system that you have to look at, in my opinion, that also, like, eliminate both Leao and Garnacho for me. Like, that's kind of the way that I look at it. It's not necessarily, I don't think that Leao could fit the system, because I actually do think he would be fine in the system. But, like mentality-wise for both those players, like, the aspects of tracking back or just the aspect of just their actual mentality off the football pitch is like where I just say you guys can kick rocks. Like, those two players specifically can kick rocks. Like, but you're, in my opinion, you're 100% right about Gittens fitting the system. Like, he actually fits the system. Like, there's not many touchline wingers in football anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when people judge Leao, they're judging him in the AC Milan system that he's been playing in for years. But with Gittens, they don't give him the same benefit of that, where when he played in his system, he actually performed to a high level and actually done well. You know,
he played really well, bro. But
all they see is an English winger in Germany with 10 goals. Oh, he must be average then. Yeah. But then the same people then say, we don't want him, but then they'll now want Due and Barcola, who we also were linked to heavily last year.
Yeah. The thing is I don't have a problem with any of this. Like, as long as you are still bringing in what this fan base.
Yeah, we still need a new mover. Yeah, 100%.
I have no problem about this as long as we're bringing in that needle mover. I mean, guess who starts over him? Our winger starts over him.
I hear the shout for bringing in a needle mover, but I think.
But that doesn't necessarily have to be a name, though. That doesn't necessarily have to be a name. That's the thing.
No, Joey and Rob, let Rob finish his point. Rob, you agreed with us last time. The needle mover is more the player who has a bit more proven things about him. Yeah. So,
More cachet. Okay.
so Rob, you agreed with me last time. You agreed. Kudus. Rodgers isn't even a needle mover in terms of experience, but you would argue he's got high quality based on what you saw. No?
Who, Rodgers?
Yeah.
I actually think I prefer Rodgers in for Austin than
João Pedro.
I prefer them over Kudus. I think Kudus is far better than them when you have, you know, space, grass to run into. Like he's a far better player when you're taking the ball in transition, which we do at times. But when you're into to beat a low block, I don't think his dribble and his ball control is as clean as a Rodgers or as a Joao Pedro to kind of be more efficient in those little tight spaces. And so I think Kudus, if you take Kudus and say, go beat 5 men for me and get a shot off and score, and there's open space from the halfway line, yes, he can do that for you, absolutely. But when you say, okay, there's a low block, you need to operate in this little five yard space in there's defenders all around. I don't think his dribble is clean enough. And
I agree with that. I agree with that. But the one thing that I think that Kudus, the one thing that kind of separates Kudus is the physicality aspect, right? Like that's where that's where it like
he's definitely more physical player.
And that physical part of it is big in the box too. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can be a man among men in that box, like because like a lot of the wingers that we speak about, like I mean, specifically just Garnacho, to be honest. Like outside of that, like all of these guys, all of the wingers that we're speaking of, like that, even Rodgers, even Gittens, even, like they can handle themselves with the physical part of being in the box. Yeah. Like that's but where I think it is Kudus on the wing physicality level. It just brings us to a higher, just a higher intensity because his pressing with everybody else, like with Delap, with Gittens, the way that Palmer presses, that's a dream to me. Okay, that's a dream to be able to press with that type of intensity for 60, 70 minutes of that.
No, I hear you. I think with this player, the Kudus, the Joao Pedro, the Ekitike, the Morgan Rodgers, I think they're all players that it just becomes your personal preference. I don't think their talent level is. I think the gap in their talent level is that significant that you're like, oh, this one is significantly clearer than the rest. I think they're all around the same talent level.
Yeah.
If you prefer Morgan Rodgers, if you prefer a Kudus, some might prefer the Ekitike.
I would agree with that.
But overall, their talent level, like the level of talent where they are, I think they're almost anyone we get. I don't think will be a massive downgrade on the other. I think people might prefer a Kudus. Some people might prefer Morgan Rodgers. Some people might prefer Ekitike.
I also think Kudus' ball striking from distance could help in low block situations too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's just a matter of preference.
Yeah,
you prefer Kudus because the physicality on the wing and the ball striking from outside.
I just don't think Rodgers is a very good winger. I think he's a better 10 than he is a winger. That's the reason why I would say I prefer a better winger than a 10 in this case, and that's kind of mold of Kudus rather
than that. Okay, Rodgers. All right. You think Kudus would be a better left winger than Rodgers would be?
I just don't think Kudus would play left wing. I prefer. I think Kudus. I think Neto plays left wing like he does for his national team, like we saw him play in the last game. And Kudus ends up being the right winger that is ahead of Estevao. That's the way I see it. Because I think eventually we sell Nani. Like
I hadn't considered that before, but that's a good shot.
Wait, can I ask you guys a question though? Because if you touch on this part. How everyone talks on Garnacho and they basically said the club are after him or whatever, which may or may not be true. But wait, hold on one sec.
It's calm, bro. Do your thing. Dev, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. Chilling. Listening.
Hey, by the way, someone reminded me to put sub mode on. I haven't needed to do that, but my views are going up quite a lot. So people, you know how it is.
I gotta head out for an appointment.
I know Joey to come on as well. Love Joey joining, man. Love.
Okay, Joey.
Always good chat. Big up Joey, description will be below as well, guys. Want to follow him up. That's how we do it around here. But Rob, I actually agree. I always agree with Rob because he always comes with balanced points. And that's why I like Rob, man, because he always comes with balanced points. It's hard to disagree with logic. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But on the left wing, we've all agreed, right? On the right hand side, Neto, Palmer will be used predominantly on that right hand side, and Estevao would be if he makes it, he makes it. If he doesn't, he's a backup. Okay. And then
I think you'll see Estevao more than you think you will.
So Rob, the guys in the chat, Rob believes that Estevao will be a bit more of a higher status. In my opinion, I don't think so.
I watched his game yesterday, bro. And
Rob, I'm not sure, man.
I know people like the GA thing or the goal.
No, but Rob, it's not even that. It's the Premier League is tough league, man.
Robert, we can't do this. We can't do this because listen, at the end of the day, listen, as much as we all know, you know, all the fancy stuff and players looking good, in the grand scheme of things, we need output from our attackers. The reason why we struggled last season, above all else, yes, I know Sanchez is crap. Yes, I know some of us and cracks aren't good enough. Yes, I know some players lack in certain areas. But the main reason why we lacked last season is because our attackers violated in front of goal. They all violated. Let's keep 100. None of them over the course of the season were above the 7 out of 10. Palmer was just about a 7 because of his early season form. Everyone else was at best of 5. Some were 4, some were 2 or 3 like Sancho or Neto. So for me, that's why I feel like we just need to bring in someone who's just going to get output at this point. Like,
but my point is, at this point going into next season, I trust Estevao to get more output than Neto. Sorry, than Noni.
For context, Noni got 7 goals.
Yes.
Listen, we'll get. Wait,
if Estevao played the same amount of games, he would outdo Noni easily.
So he can hit double-digit goals in his first season at 18.
If he played the same amount of minutes as Noni, absolutely 100%.
Double-digit goals. That's a lot of goals, bro.
Assists.
That's perfectly fine. So, because for me, like, look, and this.
Hey, Rob, you didn't say a line. You need to say it. You need to book it.
I can't book it because I don't know if he's gonna play the same amount of minutes. If you told me he's gonna play the same amount of minutes, now that he's gonna get more GA than Noni, because I just think he's a more intelligent player. He's a cleaner ball striker, and he's a better dribbler. I think he's you know those. Like yesterday, I was watching him and he was making these runs, and I'm just picturing Enzo Fernandez behind, seeing those runs that he was making, and I've seen Enzo Fernandez ping those balls, over the top to Noni, but just Noni first touch is not there. He just need 2 or 3 touches, and by the time he controls the ball, the chance is gone. I just see, Estevao, that ball over the top. That kid first time ball control, and boom, through on goal, and I'm trusting his ball striking nonstop. He can hit the ball with venom.
Wait, so sorry, I was just gonna before obviously what happened. I was gonna ask one question about Garnacho. Do you remember the whole thing with Chelsea when they briefed that apparently the reason why they didn't want to pursue Duran or Cherki or Osimhen was because they came with baggage and attitude problems. So why on earth would you pursue Garnacho when he basically takes all those attitude and baggage issues to the power of 100? Now he's got worse attitude problems than all the guys I've listed by a mile, by the way. So what is it?
Well, with Garnacho,
yeah, because you can't.
I'm gonna tell you. I think the only reason we haven't bought Garnacho is because we're still doing the attitude background check thing.
Because what?
If Garnacho didn't have the attitude problem, I think he would be our number 1 left winger target.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Listen, it's crazy that they think on footballing ability he is good enough to play for Chelsea, because really and truly he should be playing for Leyton Orient, but that's a comment for another day. What you cannot do is tell me that you don't want to sign Ryan Cherki, who's a much better footballer than him because of attitude issues, but sign Garnacho, who has even worse attitude issues. Like, you can't.
Yeah, but we don't need Cherki though.
No, but at the time we needed someone like Cherki. At the time when we were going in for it, not now. In 2023, we needed someone like Cherki.
That was in January. In January.
Oh, in summer 23, when we went in for Cherki the first time, the reason why they turned it down was because of our attitude problems. Remember, we were looking for a creative 10 or whatever at that point.
Oh, you mean last summer?
No, 2 summers before, 2023, Robert.
Yeah, but would you have gone? Would you have gotten Sharky over Cole Palmer? That's what we got, Cole Palmer, innit?
Oh man, you're not getting what I'm saying. At the time, because let's be honest, Church was linked to Chelsea before Cole Palmer. Yes or no?
I can't recall. I can't remember, to be honest with you, whether Sharky was before.
No,
Yes.
let's not
Yes.
move it.
Yes.
The point is, move on a bit. We're going in circles.
Okay,
The point
well,
is if you believe that Kudus or Rogers and stuff can play on the left, then adding that with Gittens is a good option. Obviously, Robert believes in the half space. Kudus probably wouldn't be great, which I understand. In terms of his touch, he's not as technically as Rogers and João Pedro, for example. They're very, very clean in the middle, and that's where they operate the best. I understand that. But at the same time, Rob, I feel like Kudus provides a good option in both. I don't think Rogers would be that well on the wing, you know? I probably want Rogers in the middle. And the same with João Pedro. I wouldn't want him on the wing.
I mean,
I want him in the middle.
the reason
This can be both, isn't it?
I don't know this. The reason I've been sold more on João Pedro is because I've seen João Pedro play the wing for Watford in the Prem. Like he came in as a left winger, and he played wing, and he was quite good, right, for Watford. And then he went to Brighton, and then Brighton is the team that converted him into a forward. But he came into the Prem as a winger, and he played wing. So he's played wing in the Prem for in the Championship, and then it's not until he went to Brighton that he started playing the inside forward, the false nine, or the striker. But he can play winger 100%. And so that is why I'm more sold on him. And I think he's just, when it comes to being a creator, I think I think I would give him the nod that he is the better creating player than both Kudus and Rogers. Rogers is really good too. I don't think Kudus is quite good creating in those tight spaces, in those tight areas. I think Kudus is more outside, whipping the ball in, whipping across in. That's what he's good at. But for João Pedro and João Pedro for one, I think he's more into those tight spaces. He can do the 1-2 or the quick passing in between the lines to create some space to play somebody in to get a shot off. That is why I've quite leaned toward getting a João Pedro over both Morgan Rogers and Kudus. I just think he will be a better fit for us. But again, as I said, there's not much between these players. So
it's not like it's a massive.
I won't throw my toes out the pram if you bring me Kudus instead. If you bring me Morgan Rogers, I won't throw. I will see the value in each player, why we brought them. But I can understand why we were bringing in Kudus instead. I can understand why we're bringing in Morgan Rogers instead, and I can understand why we're
they're all fit. They're all good players.
Yeah,
and they all have
they all come in to do one role, but they also
do it differently.
Offer something different in that same role that they.
I agree with that. So any of those names you got in, I wouldn't be like.
That's what I'm saying. But people, you know, the Chelsea fans. Like, if you get João Pedro, they'll be like, "You had Kudus there, and you couldn't get Kudus." Literally. But when you really analyze it, there's not really a goal for talent gap between all those players, and anyone that you get, I would understand why you went for Kudus, because maybe he's a more physical player. You need some physicality. I can understand why you go for Morgan Rogers, because he familiarity with Maresca and Cole Palmer and all this stuff, and it would just be a better, chemistry fit. And also, I can understand why you go for João Pedro. I can understand why you go for Nekitike, because he's better aerially and he can create as well. So any one of those that you bring, they make sense into our team. It's just a matter of you prefer one, I prefer the other, this other person prefers the other. But there's not really that big of a gap in talent between all those players.
Literally. I'm talking about talent, Dev, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Talking about talent, do you believe that Estevao, obviously he's come out, he said this yesterday as well, which is bare funny. So that's why I put it in the thumbnail in terms of the title, in terms of Messi winked at me, abs.
My leg shook. This
Yeah,
My
so
leg.
I've got it back. Pick up everyone. Pick up everyone.
Yeah, Abs for joining. I know he was on the train. That's a
Cheers,
bit of a
big-
South fever. But yeah, love
Yeah,
Abs.
pick up, I've got it
We'll
back,
speak
man.
soon. Yeah, and obviously you see this. He was like, Messi winked at me and my leg shook right
my
away
leg shook.
in the game. Is it wrong with his idol? The ref
That
is not
is
just
cold,
me, but the
man.
whole world. He's glazing, he's dazing. But the point is, a lot of people rate Estevao, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know, it's just tough to call because obviously Robert believes that he can perform higher than Madueke, which would imply he's a better player than Madueke because he's not from the league. So for him to come straight away at a younger age, about 4 or 5 years, and get double-digit goals in the same amount of minutes, that would mean you're a very, very good player, right? So how do you think he'll play in the season? I know it's a mad prediction, but what's your gut feeling going to be like beginning of the season? How do you think he's going to fare?
I genuinely don't know. This is the funniest part about this is like I see people saying who's gonna hit the ground running, and like as Rob has already said, I've seen so many players that have been unexpected hit the ground running. I've seen so many players I expect to ground and flop. Like so, it's like in reality to me, I really don't judge those types of things anymore. I wait for one season, and then after a season, I have a strong opinion of you as a player. Like when you play for our team. Beyond that, I don't comment. I just comment on their general abilities, like things I see in their style of play, what their strengths are. But I will never not even to like get caught out. I genuinely just don't know anymore because like a lot of the new up and coming players too, they have a different style of play to them in general about the modern game. So it's like some of them really don't hit the ground running unless they have a proper manager or a certain system that suits their style of play or their abilities as a player.
Yeah.
So until I see them play in Maresca's system one season minimum, I really can't speak.
No, that's fair. I hear it. I just, you know, it's probably smart to reserve your opinion or the conclusion until you see him in the Maresca system. But I just think from what I've seen. And
as a player, talking about the player,
what it brings to the table, and I'm not. I don't even go OG. I think getting goals and assists is just maybe byproduct of how a game is going or whatever. But I just watch the player how intelligent he is. The intelligent runs that he's making, like how he's making himself available, like the decision making when he gets the ball and how he assesses the space and how quickly he assesses where he needs the space and what space he needs to attack. Like those are the things I look into a player and I can say, you know what, this brother here is cold, and that's what I saw him.
Yeah, you could see a player in him.
Yeah, you can see that he processes information and will assess how to make himself a danger quicker than most players that you see around, and that's what makes him special. And yesterday, I was more impressed with him because he kept on making his runs, and there was like his teammates were ignoring the runs he was making. But he didn't stop. Like most players, be like, you know what, I can't be asked anymore.
But he kept on going.
His runs and nobody's seeing me. Like this brother was making runs and runs and runs until they couldn't run no more. And I was like, you know what, that the intelligence to make those runs in the first place, and the ability to stay resilient even when every time you ask for the run, you get disappointed. The ball doesn't get to you. I was like, those are qualities that are value in a player.
But you know what it is? If we spin this and we go ultra hopium and copium and we say, you know what, he's going to come in and do bits, that would actually mean quite a big deal, because that would mean then you could play Gittens in his natural position and you wouldn't need to force someone over there. Means you now have 3 threats. You would have a left winger who's attacking, an attacking midfielder, i.e. your needle mover, or probably Palmer.
To be clear, no one's trying to play Gittens in the 10, right? Because I was hearing some.
Left wing only. Yeah, left
Thank
wing.
you.
So
let's make that very clear. Left wing.
Yeah, Gittens in the left wing, and then Palmer in the 10, and your Estevao performing on the right. That's quite formidable, But that's the thing. Like, I think people look at our squad. And that's why this links to Maresca's tactics in the conversation. I've mixed them together in terms of like they can't see how this team can perform in the Champions League or in the league because they don't. I don't think people have actually seen all these players in the right profile yet.
Yeah,
like last season when we performed well, it's because we had most players fit and everyone performed in their natural position.
Yeah,
and then when we had all these injuries, and then the form dipped because inexperience and the management problems. A lot of people put that down to the manager and stuff and the inexperience. But in my opinion, it was more down to the quality of the personnel and the lack of options we had. So now if you have Estevao on the right wing who can, like Rob is saying, be direct, good positioning, and then you have a Gittens or the needle mover or Rodgers who can play there, and then Palmer still in the 10, or Kuz can go in the 10, or Jackson to that. There's so many different options there. They might not be world class yet, or 8 out of 10 players, but they will provide. They could all provide to me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they bolster the squad, give you more depth, like proper depth. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I understand. I understand why some Chelsea fans might be apprehensive about the season, bro. But you know, if you bring me Gittens, you bring me the inside forward. We already got Estevao, we got Andre Santos. That's gonna be there. Like, if you bring me a quality center back, bro, I'm excited. Like, I'm already excited about next season. Like, I'm just sitting here excited about. I don't think people think that, you know, people are down on the season because you see Liverpool with both Verts and who was it? The Kirk has and Frimpong and Man City have bought Shirky and Ed Nori and all that, and you think, oh, we are being left behind, bro. You forget we've made four additions already. I'm proper excited about next season. Like,
I hear that.
I'm proper excited about next season, and when we make those additions, my excitement is gonna keep on going up. My excitement is gonna keep on going up and up and up.
So sorry, we've got no Gittens over the line yet. No need.
I'm assuming Gittens get over the line.
Cool.
I'm assuming one of the inside forwards gets over the line.
Hey Rob, how excited are you? 10 being the most excited, 1 being 0 being
right now I am a 7 out of 10 excited. Just because I know that Estevao, Andre Santos, and Gittens already in, you know, I'm assuming already in house. And so you bring in a Rodgers or Joao Pedro or Kudus, you bring me a quality center back. I don't think we're done with the Magnan deal. You bring in a Magnan, I'm a 10 out of 10 excited.
No, if this is our window, if you bring in
10 out of 10 are crazy.
Devin, Rob, let's agree. What needle mover are we going to agree on would be the best fit? Are we saying Kudus, Rodgers, Ekitike, or Joao Pedro? Can we agree on one name just for the point? Deb, give me a vote out of those.
I'll go Joao Pedro, but that's
cool. That's fine. Deb, we saying?
Which one of those Kudus for the safe pick.
Here we go. Holds up the shirt. Gittens already.
Kudus for the safe pick. Kudus for the safe pick.
Don't be safe, Deb. Give me your opinion, Deb. This is one we
that is my opinion. I would be safe on this one. I would rather see Kudus over the line. I assume Gittens will get done, so I'd rather see Kudus over the line.
You know what? In the bottom of the list, I have Ekitike, but Ekitike could be a really good signing. You know?
I just don't think they'll get Ekitike. That's why. Every time I tell you something, it's what I really think like can genuinely happen, and I just don't think we're getting Ekitike.
I wouldn't mind Rodgers, you know, but Kudus is good, and Joao Pedro is also a good player.
Rodgers could be that sneaky signing. That's how I see Rodgers. Like the signing we could.
Yeah, but I think Rob downplays Rodgers. Rodgers is a very good player, Rob.
No, I don't. I'm not downplaying Rodgers. I think I would prefer Rodgers over Kudus. My list will be Joao Pedro, Rodgers, Kudus, and maybe Ekitike at the end of it, and then the Walter Meadow brother at the very bottom of the list. But like I'm not here saying I will be mad. Like again, I keep saying none of these players, the talent level is not that big of a gap. So for me, there will be a great addition regardless of who you bring in.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, cool. Let's say we bring in. Okay, so I'm gonna go Kudus. Let's say it's Manyang, Hekampe, Kudus, Gittens, the Lap, and Hato.
Bro,
you know what? To be fair,
I'm 9.5 out of 10 until you bring
that would probably be like
Garnacho on top of that. Then I'm 10 out of 10.
Why?
Don't tell me Garnacho 10 out of 10. I beg, not Garnacho.
You know, I was just about to call that 10 out of 10 as well. You actually stopped me from saying it. I'm so shameless. I'll go through that window 10 out of 10.
I'm telling you, you bring me those players, 10 out of 10. Like
Nah,
like
to be fair, that would
or
address
Hato.
like all the areas, isn't it?
Yeah, it bring me like a Hato or something. In Cape, bring me Magnan, Gittens.
That's a lot. Hey, to be fair though, boys, that's a lot of players, no? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Plus
But,
Santos Estevao, that's a lot for the manager to handle. Do you think?
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying people gotta like chill with like how many signings you're asking for.
No, but all those names are realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're realistic. I'm just saying, but that's still the
it's
manager.
Actually realistic to bring in 6 players. That's the problem.
Oh,
but how many are we getting rid of?
No, exactly. Because we're gonna get rid of way more. But I'm just saying.
So we already know. We already know from the beginning of last season to the beginning of this season, 4 attackers gonna be gone. And Nkunku, Joao Felix, Modric, and Sancho. They're no longer here. So you need numbers. And so you can
no.
If you replace 4 with 2, it's not sufficient for me. You need to replace 4.
Regardless of who comes out, 6 players coming in is still a lot.
Yeah.
Regardless, because obviously that's a lot. And by the way, Rob, all those names, 4 of them probably start.
Yeah.
So it is a lot. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's 10 out of 10 in terms of profile, age, project, quality. But in terms of going in there, I haven't seen you before. I've never seen this person before, Jimex. Make sure you're subscribing, man.
Nusa in 2025, I mean,
you know Nusa?
He's a nice little player, but no. He's fine. He's fine.
Rob said no.
No. Not Nusa.
No.
To stay I hope Santos gets game time. Are you talking about today? Because Chelsea played tonight, and I don't think I'll be awake for it, I'll be honest. Yeah. It's quite late in the UK.
Oh, is it late?
It'll be 2 a.m. for me, yeah.
2 a.m. Wow.
I don't know if I could do that because I've got to go office Thursday and the day before tomorrow. I don't know. I'll try. Chelsea played tonight, no? For you today. Isn't it?
Or
is it tomorrow night?
I thought it was tomorrow night, but it could be tonight.
No, it's tonight. It's 2 a.m. tonight. Like,
okay, so that'd be like
in time. It's 8 hours. What? 7.5 hours from now. 7 hours.
Yeah.
So for you, man, it will be like 6 p.m. or something like that. Or
yeah, the game is 6 p.m. my time.
Yeah, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. You guys 8 hour difference. Yeah, so yeah. If you're talking about today, I think he will get game time. We're playing.
Man, you know proper chess? Are you? We wake up at 4 a.m. over here to watch the game. You better stay up.
I know. Get on to me. That's it.
I wake up at 4 a.m.
Two American guys telling me.
I wake up at 4 a.m. on Saturday to watch Chelsea on a 12 p.m. kickoff in the UK. So we're playing here at 6 p.m., which is good for our time for once. You better stay up, man. Proper Chelsea.
No, I won't be proper Chelsea. Listen, one time I got wake up early.
You will sleep
one time. You guys have to do this every single week for nearly a whole year.
Yeah, man. I don't know why you're complaining. You gotta do one time.
Champions League games, everything.
All throughout the season.
So Champions League for you is a good time because for me it's like 8 p.m. For you it'll be like midday, innit?
You see, but that's the thing. The Champions League. Sometimes it's during my work day, so I got work. And I got me stuck in the meeting.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you're in the office.
So it can be a little tricky. So I mean, the perfect games are usually the maybe Saturday, when it's like 3 p.m. kickoff is 7 a.m. over here. Even I gotta wake up before 7 a.m. to catch a Chelsea game. Like
the best game for you is 5, innit? 5.
Yeah, the 5:30 kickoff there, it's 9:30 over
Just
here.
wake up. That's nice. Yeah.
It gets spooky, man.
Actually, no. The best time for both of us is 12:30.
What?
12:30. Oh no.
12:30 over there. It's 4 a.m. over here, bro.
Oh yeah, I was thinking you're in front of me. You're behind me.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
Yeah, people. Yeah.
Be proper chess. One time you can do it.
No, I could definitely. When I say this, I know what I'm like. I'll definitely want to watch the game, and I can't miss any of the games. Especially if we might go out. So we go watch it.
Oh yeah,
people.
Calm.
Good stream, man. I'll be turning on that sub-only mode way more often now. Thing is, a lot of people that join the lives. Make sure everyone's subscribing. Make sure Robert's handle will be below as well. Dev never sends me his, but I'll make sure I add that this time. Joey
One day.
And channels will be below as well
Yeah.
because they all joined. But love back tomorrow 3:30 as always. It's very, very good. We'll see you soon, man. Hopefully, we go for Gittens. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow.